Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this. It's going to be a wedding invitation cut out like cardstock or paper. And I'm not going to mess with it. She's saying this cuts out like 3 times and this doesn't cut out at all. Well, the main reason this doesn't cut out at all is because it's 2 millimeters. I'm going to make it red and then I'm going to go to hairline. That's what you need to cut out. This particular piece right here has 10,119 pieces. It's ridiculous. Well, one, there's broken lines, there's double lines. If we take our shape tool, well, I have to ungroup it. But anyway, there's some spots I've looked at it, there's triple lines. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this before it crashes my computer again. I always wish Corel would put in a like an escape button just to quit doing what you're doing, because that's what's happening right now. It's kind of locked up. And my laptop's rather old, and come on. But you can see right there, there's a double line, and it's going to cut at least twice, if not 3 times. That's why this file, okay, here we go. But anyway, it has broken lines, it has double lines, and like there's a broken line, over here. I don't know what's going to, happen over here because it's all messed up and this is just going to fall out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it all and I'm going to delete it. Get it out of there. 10,000 pieces. Now, what I want to do is make sure that this is good. And I could actually see that it was darker. When there's double lines, it becomes darker. And these are broken lines too. So we kind of need to fix that, but I think there's only one. I mean, if we look, see, there's 6,500 lines there. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2-point line and go from that node to that node. I'm making a well, and I am going to see what my nudge factor is. So this is 340 millimeters. So I'm going to make my nudge factor 360. And I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool and I'm going to fill that in. Just make sure yours is set on no outline. Now that looks a little like there's something leaking, but I looked and that's part of the deal. So I'm going to move that out of the way and I'm going to left click, right click, and make sure it's all in hairline. And it is. See it, you know what, it didn't get to some of this. Well, that's a bad part of the drawing. Let me try one more time. Let's just delete that. You don't have to enter your calculator. And let's look at this. What's going on? And see, like right here, I don't know what that is. Well, that's a thicker line. But I don't know about this top. What we're going to have to do is take the virtual segment delete key. And I think this might be the problem. Well, see, it should not. It's going to go in there, but it doesn't have anywhere to go. Let's try our Smart Fill tool again. See, it's just going to, with nothing there, it's just going to be a solid glob. So let me show you what I was planning on doing, and then maybe I'll make a second video on how to repair that, because that isn't going to work. But by doing this, smart filling it and nudging it over, and then left click, right click in red, and we just need to clean that up. and click off of it and click on it. It's just a curve on one layer. It's one part instead of having all these parts. So we can delete this. And you'll know your measurements better than I do. And I'm actually I'm gonna hit F4 on the keyboard. I'm gonna flip this thing. So the butterfly was down here, upside down. So I'm gonna flip it. So now the butterfly will be up here. So I went on the internet and just got a butterfly and I traced it. And there it is right there, and it's clean. And if we go left click, right click. If you practice drawing in hairline and then now I don't know how big that other butterfly was, but I would put it like right there. Now she had kind of a funny box around it, and we can do that because I guess it's for the strength of the paper. And I'm going to send you part of the file I'm working on. You know what we're going to do? We're going to try and make it even. So I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. Well, okay, first of all, make your duplicate distance 0, 0. And this is the main reason why you want that line right on top of the other. So Control D. And then we're going to mirror it. And we can take that and put it like right there and try to see if it's close. And then we're going to take another, and I would actually round these off in a minute. But we're going to go to 2-point line and go kind of like right there to right there. So this is all going to be paper, and the butterfly will be cut out of the center of it. So what I'm going to do is take my nudge factor now and set it like on 1. I don't know what the millimeter is. And I'm going to nudge that up. Then I'm going to take this, take my virtual segment delete key, and I'm going to delete that line. Now, I said I would round off these corners, and I will, because I don't think you'd want sharp corners on the paper. So we're going to go, if we look at this, these nodes, and go up to Windows, Dockers, Corners, and we're going to, I don't know what, I feel bad, I don't know what millimeters are. See, just round off that corner a little bit. Because you don't, now these two need to be connected. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, grab those two, and I'm going to go to another Docker, join curves, and I'm going to join that. Now I can take it and put apply. So that looks pretty good. I maybe would now move my butterfly down a little bit. I don't think you'd want it below this paper. We could bring the indexing line in. And you could make it smaller or whatever you think. Whoop, I thought I was grabbing that line. Now, what's going to happen with this butterfly is going to fall out, because if we, instead of smart filling the whole thing, I'm just going to draw a box. I'm going to grab the smart fill tool. So the butterfly is going to fall out. So we need to solve that problem. The only way I can think of making it fall, not fall, you know what? Let's do this. Let's get rid of that box we just created, and let's change our line, and let's go right through that wing. Well, let's move it over a little bit. We don't need it all. Now Control D and make a duplicate and mirror it, and then take this one and put it like in the same point of that line. Now we're going to take our 2-point line and kind of go to the middle. And And then we can round off these. So we have to do the same thing. I'm going to shift select the other line. That's why it's probably good to keep your dockers open. So I'm joining those two lines so I can curve it, because I wouldn't think you'd want it sharp. Now, hopefully this will work if we take and just cut that out. And cut that out. Nope, there's no way for the color. Well, we need to make sure these lines are hairlines, and they are. I'm going to go ahead and turn them red. And let's take the Smart Fill tool. So everything in that didn't work. You know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to create a second line. So before I cut those out, let's do this. Let's take this shape. You know what we're going to have to do? I'm going to get rid of my box. I'm going to set the nudge factor on like 25 and see if I can't move my butterfly. I want to make my 100. And if you have no interest ever doing this, just stop watching. This isn't forever. Well, I can nudge that and I can nudge this back. So what I can do here is go right here. And I don't like that line being crooked. And also it's not on that other line, which it was earlier. But I'm going to get rid of the indexing lines. Because right now all I care of, well, I'm going to go ahead and make it. I'm going to make that go right there. So now what I can do is take this and fill it in. I'm going to nudge it over and up. And I'm going to left click, right click, and I'm going to open up another docker. I don't think we're going to need the corners anymore or the joining curves. Go to effects and contour. And let's contour to the outside 3 millimeters. That might not be enough because we got to keep it thick. 4 millimeters. And then break the contour apart. Whoop. Whenever you have your Smart Fill tool hooked up. That's why I draw rectangles, is right here for the reason. So now I'm trying to back up and, well, I just didn't hit the right button. So we're going to get our contour and move it out. And see, this is going to be our paper holder. Basically, I'm going to delete this and this and this. Because see, that way the Smart Fill can leak up there. Now I'm going to move my butterfly back. And I'm going to make this butterfly get past here. I hope I got the butterfly. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. So now everything's touching. Instead of welding it, because you never know what you're doing or how it's going to work, I'm going to do this right here. So the outside border is going to be our strength of our paper. Now let's hope this works. I'm gonna go ahead and take a rectangle just in case, and I'm gonna fill that in. That's what we want, and that'll cut out perfectly. So let's back up and let's take away our rectangle. Let's make sure these are hairlines, and they are. Whenever you're drawing, make everything a hairline and make it red, and that way you'll know that it's a hairline. So I think we're good to go with the exception of this, and this video has been too long. And I'm going to try to correct this on a second video. Let's see it one more time, see how it's going to work. And I'm hoping that's what they were wanting. Anyway, stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for watching.